Much better. 1.092. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for Everyday Guys. So yes, let's talk about what's faster, a red dot or iron sights, and we're gonna do it scientifically. The reason I'm doing this video is because I was asked by literally 2 people in December whether or not they should buy a red dot and whether or not it makes them faster. And usually I wouldn't do a video for just 2 people, but I kind of wanted to do it, and the video excited me. Those of you who follow my channel know I've done quite a few red dot reviews. Firstly, the firearm is empty and safe and will remain as such throughout the video, so don't stress about that. The red dot I run is the mini shot m-spec from Sightmark. Say what you want about Sightmark's early stuff. This red dot works all day, every day, in every environment, and after you've done just about everything to it. And yes, I have dropped it. It is on my channel. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use science to determine which is better and or faster, because in a gunfight, speed and accuracy are what matters most. Usually the one who gets shots on target first is the winner of the gunfight, and a gunfight is a competition, make no mistake about it. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to use my Chiron laser reactive target laser round with a Chiron laser reactive target. Now this is what these things look like ordinarily. This is the standard target. I have overlaid their speed target to look like this to create a cutout that is just that size. Now for those of you who don't know how big or small that is, because one thing we do know is men are very bad judges of size, this is the actual piece of paper cut out, and this is a AAA battery. So that's the size. How do I best show this? That's the size. The length and breadth is about the length and breadth is about the length of a AAA battery. So the reason I did that is because I wanted to ensure that when I do the tests that we are getting perfect sight picture and sight alignment. I'm only going to pull the trigger when I get sight picture and sight alignment and I know the round's going to go where I want it to go. The advantage of this is it simulates distance. So we're taking, I just want to say, there's no point shooting here, right? Point shooting is the concept or methodology that you can draw your firearm and almost from the beginning of presentation you can start shooting, because you know where the round is going to go, because the distance is so short. And that's a really valid point. Okay, this is not that. I'm only pulling the trigger when I know exactly where the round's going to go, and I do have to aim because the target is small. Now, for the sake of science, let's do a control. This is 3 rounds. I'm not going to tell you whether the dot's on or off. 3 rounds with the target in this configuration. So this is pretty much easy for me. So let's roll that. Okay guys, this is going to be a control, right? I'm going to fire 3 shots at the full target without a target overlay at about 4 meters. The Chiron laser reactive targets aren't big, but I should be able to do this. And this is going to be as fast as I can go. I'm not going to tell you which of the 3 shots are iron and which of the 3 shots are red dot. I'll tell you after the control. So let's see. 1.13. That was a very scruffy draw stroke. Really, that was not great. Much better. 1.092. Let's do one more as a control. 1.158. Let's start the test. Okay, so that's that. So there you've got my times. I'm not going to say when the dot was on or off. I'll say that at the end of the video. The tests we're going to do are as follows. I'm going to fire 5 shots with the laser active target, same distance with the overlay. I'm going to put the target timer in the bottom right hand corner, and the first 5 is going to be with a red dot on. The second 5 is going to be with a red dot off. Now remember, I'm only firing once I have perfect sight picture and sight alignment. Let's roll the red dot on. Okay guys, so we're going to run the first test with the Chiron laser reactive target. I'm about 4 meters away, but I've got a very small target overlay over it, so it's going to simulate distance. And I'm going to only shoot when I'm certain I'm going to hit the target, but I'm still going to draw as fast as I possibly can. So I'm looking for anything under 1.7 here. A good draw stroke and proper side picture should get me something under 1.7. We're going to round with a laser, sorry, not with a laser, with a red dot first. That's what the red dot looks like when it's on, and that's what it looks like when it's off. So I'll show it to you from time to time, and we'll see what's faster. First one was 1539. Draw stroke wasn't great. It was a bit fishy. Anything under 1.7, guys, that's going to be my baseline, because this is as much 1509. This is as much about speed as it is about accuracy. So my mentality behind it is draw stroke and presentation super fast, and then like half a second slower on the trigger, just to make sure I'm 100% 1.6 dead, just to make sure I'm 100% accurate on the target. This target, guys, is about the size of a third of someone's forehead. So we are dealing with 1425. We are dealing with a super small target here, so just bear with me. I don't know if I mentioned these draw timers are randomized to within 7 or 17 seconds. 1593, so that is with the red dot on. Let's switch the red dot off and see what we can accomplish. Okay, so that's the red dot. Now in a moment we're going to go to the same thing with irons, and then I'm going to show you what side picture looks like with the red dot and what side picture looks like with irons, what correct side picture looks like. But the way we're going to do this is only if there's more than 0.2 of a second difference can we confirm that one is faster or slower. The reason I'm taking 0.2 of a second or 0.2 of a second is because the fastest pistol shooter I've ever seen is Bob Munden. Not seen him in person, seen him on the YouTubes, and he could fire an accurate round off in 0.2 of a second, but that was point shooting. He was not shooting from side picture, side alignment. He was shooting from the hip, but it was accurate. So we can look at 0.2, and that's quick, guys. I'm going to put a circle in the screen for 0.2 of a second. That's 0.2 of a second. Okay, so we're talking a very minute difference, right? But that is our difference factor. If shooting with irons is 0.2 on average faster or slower than red dot, then I'm willing to concede that shooting with irons is faster or slower. So let's roll the irons. Okay, guys, the red dot is now off. Where's the focus? The red dot is now off. As you can see, no red dot. There is some reflection, but if you want to see what the red dot looks like when it's on, that's it on, and this is it off. So now we're going to use my iron sights and we're going to see what we can do. As I said before, I'm sorry about the visuals. This is all about the test. We can do fancy lighting at the later stage. Let's do 5 with the irons. 1432 irons. Shot number 1. Guys, I am sorry if there's going to be no talking in between this. I just really want to pay attention to get this right. 1698. Whew, just under that 17 mark. Okay, I'll take it. I'll freaking take it. Maybe I should just shut up and do the drill, right? Very slow there. 1648 seemed like an eternity. That's probably because my draw stroke there was actually really good. 1609, and let's do the last one. 1447 with iron sights only. So that's irons. Okay, now we're going to work on the average. The average for my red dot was 1.533 seconds. The average for my irons was 1.566 seconds. So you're looking at 3/100ths of a second difference. I don't know if I can show I can't show 3/100ths of a second on a video editing app, but it is quick, right? It's not calculably quick. Like you won't notice it. And so what's the actual solution here? Well, the solution, quite simply, guys, is the one you're really going to be much faster with is the one you train with, right? If you train irons, you're going to be as fast as someone who trains with a red dot, right? Now, I only started, when I started shooting, it was all irons. I didn't own a red dot, right? Then I got the red dot. Then it was all red dot. Like, I only shot with my red dot. And then I went on I got the opportunity to train with James Smart one-on-one. We spent the whole day on the range, just me and him, excellent training. And at the end, I shot with his pistol, and I realized how devolved I had become to iron sight shooting. And then I started doing 50% irons, 50% red dot. Now it's about 30% irons, 70% red dot. But as you saw from footage, I can shoot as good with my iron sights as I can with my red dot. I'm as fast, all right? And this is not point shooting. I'm only shooting when I have 100% confirmation that the bullet's going to go where I would want it to go had there been a live round in the chamber. The one you train with is the one you're going to be fast with. Now, where red dot starts mattering is when it comes to shooting at distance, right? Shooting at 50, 60 meters, it's beyond EDC range. It is beyond EDC range as far as I'm concerned. But if someone's running around with an AK, then 50 meters is you within their range. But shooting 25 meters, let's say 25, with irons is exponentially more difficult than shooting at 25 meters with a red dot. And here's why. So have a look at this. You see the target, the Kirin laser active target, that's in full sharp focus. And my firearm is blurred out, but that red dot is like crisp. It's like a white hot dot. Okay? Now it's even sharper than that to the eye, but the camera does a bit weird stuff. So what I'm trying to get at here is, with the red dot, you target focus, you threat focus. Humans are evolved to threat focus. So when I aim with my red dot, I keep my focus, I keep looking at, essentially, I keep looking at the thing I'm trying to shoot. And I just bring my firearm up and I present it. If I present it correctly, that dot will appear in the window, and so will my target. And I won't even really see the window. Did you see how you can't even really see my firearm? It's like so blurred, right? You won't even see the window. You will just see the dot, and you will just see your target. So as human beings, we are evolved to focus on what is attacking us or what our potential threat is. Red dots allow us to do that. It works with human evolution. It does not necessarily mean you are faster. Now, the advantage, as you saw from that footage, is that window is wide. So you can get your whole target in there, and it's only a small dot that's overlaid on it. So if you target tracking, or if you're shooting at distance, you've got a much bigger target to put that dot on than if you're aiming with iron sights. Now have a look at what happens when I'm aiming with iron sights. As you can see, the rear sight is blurred, the Kirin laser reactive target is blurred, but that front sight is in sharp focus. That's front sight focus, and it is I don't know if this is a real world, in my opinion, a devolution from what humans should be doing. Okay, it's something that can be done really well with training, obviously. There are guys who shoot super fast in competition and run irons. But in my opinion, it is something that is not in tune or in line with human evolution. Right? It's something you have to train into you. And as you saw, you definitely can. The problem with that is once you start getting targets further out, they become smaller. So this front post, which should cut your target in half. So if it's a headshot, the front post should be like here, right? It begins to block out the entire target. So you know, at a human being at 25-30 meters, your front sight post, especially if you have them like mine, which are heightened front sights, it pretty much covers the entire target. So what I'm trying to get at here is speed or a red dot does not make you faster. What makes you faster is your draw stroke, your presentation, your trigger press. Those things make you faster. A red dot also doesn't make you more accurate because we measured accuracy with the same target at the same distance, and the results achieved with the red dot and the results achieved with the irons were exactly the same. They do not make you more accurate. They will make it easier to shoot accurately over distance. But the thing that makes you accurate is 90% of the time it's your trigger press and your grip. So just to let you know, guys, I chose this range and this target because that's general EDC range. And this is the size, as I said earlier, of the target I was shooting, right? It's like 1/3 of someone's forehead. It's smaller than the palm of someone's hand. You know, it's not as big as someone's heart. That's about as big as my heart is. It's not as big as someone's heart. So if I were to do this in real life, I would pull the trigger much earlier because I'd probably have a much bigger target to aim at, right? So if this was real, at this point over here, I can see my dot and it's on the chest, and that's what I'm already, taking the shot, right? With a target this small, I found I had to fully extend, and there was, for just maybe 0.3 of a second, just I had to slightly move it to get it dead on this target. At something this small, trigger press and everything begins to play a factor. Okay, so you got to be perfect on everything. Guys, the point I'm trying to make here is a red dot won't make you faster. Iron sights won't make you faster. How you train and how often you train will make you faster. If you want to shoot at distance, a red dot will make it easier. If you guys do want a red dot, right, understand it comes with a commitment to training. If you present this thing incorrectly, the red dot's not going to be there, right? It comes with a commitment to maintenance. A red dot is an electronic device. It requires a battery. It requires, the window requires cleaning from time to time. Don't think it's going to be, oh, I'm just going to use my red dot forever, it's never going to fail. There's going to be one morning you wake up and you want to dial the dot up on the dial it up to 10. All of a sudden you're thinking, wow, that looks a lot more dim than it did yesterday. Battery change. Battery change equals go to the range and make sure your dot is zeroed. I don't have to do this with a mini shot m-spec because I have already tested this. It will hold zero even if you change the battery. So know what is there. But most red dots will require you to re-zero after battery change. So there's that. Iron sights on the other hand, the nice part of it is they're always there. Don't have to ever switch them on. Don't have to ever worry about the battery dying. They're always there. Disadvantage, you have to front side focus. I don't know how many people are really going to be able to do that. It's something you're going to have to drill into your subconscious training mindset, because you're not consciously going to take your eyes off the thing that's trying to kill you. So it's something you have to drill so aggressively that you are going to do it subconsciously through the concept of neuroelasticity. Neuroelasticity is your body and brain's ability to learn new things and make those new things habit or reflex. Okay, so it can be done. It has to be done subconsciously because, as I said earlier on, you won't consciously take your eyes off the thing that's killing you. And when I say focus on, I literally mean look at. Okay, the simple term here is, if a bad guy's attacking you and you have irons, you're going to be looking at your front sight. In the background, within your field of vision, will be the target. Okay, with a red dot, you're going to be looking through the window at your target. And you're going to be keeping that target in sharp focus, and in your peripheral or in your field of vision, that dot will appear. Now, the same way you can take the shot with the irons is the exact same way you can take the shot with a red dot. You do have conscious visibility within your field of vision, even though it's not sharply focused. The difference between the two is what you focus on. Just for interest's sake, guys, in the first bit we did the control, it was the first and the last shot that I used my dot. The middle shot was my iron sights. So just a little bit of fun there. From that point on already, I knew that my irons and dot were going to be the same speed. Actually, I kind of knew this before I started this video, but I thought I'd make it fun and use science to answer this question. So in conclusion, which is faster, red dots or irons? The one you train with, I would say I've pretty much equaled the amount of shots fired with irons as I have with my red dot. The advantage I have now is if I ever present this, for me, it's almost subconscious to be able to switch between my red dot and my irons. I don't notice I'm doing it anymore. In the tests, it's easy. I do them both so often that I can do them both easily. So if you do have a red dot, make sure you train with your irons, because you don't ever want to have a situation where your dot goes down and you don't know what to do next. Now, in fairness, dots these days, Sightmark, Trigicon, Holosun, Leopold, Aimpoint, most of the dots these days, they really don't fail anymore. The only thing you can really pick up is battery dying. It's a pretty much a science that's down pretty. If you don't know the red dot manufacturer, just buy one that you know. A lot of people don't like Sightmark. That's because of the early stuff, and I can appreciate that, and I understand that that kind of thing does leave a bad taste in one's mouth. I can tell you with complete certainty, the Minishot m-spec works. It works as EDC because I've been EDCing it, and it is never ever one time failed at all. And I have tested it, and I've got videos of me testing it. So just as all the other dots work, the Sightmark Minishot m-spec also works. And also, guys, that is the value of heightened rear and front sights. You want to be able to pick up that sight and clear the back of your dot. You need to be able to get the proper sight picture even though you've got a red dot. So guys, I hope that answered your question. To the 2 or 3 people who did ask, you are welcome. This video is literally just for you. And if you do want to spend some cash this Christmas on a red dot, understand that it's important that you dedicate a lot of time to training and do not forego your irons. But it's not going to make you faster. Your training is what's going to make you faster. Guys, if I don't see you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. I will do my best to see you guys before Christmas. I'm still in quarantine. Michelle's still a bit sick, but I think she's over the worst of it. Side note, I don't know, like I said, in my previous video, I don't know what the truth behind COVID is, but I can tell you that there's an illness going around that if it gets you, there's a high suck factor. Okay, I've known Michelle for 7 years. She's got the coronavirus. I've never seen her this sick. It is a nightmare of epic proportions. So be safe and take care of yourselves. You don't want to be, I'm going to be in quarantine over Christmas. You don't want to have to do what I'm doing because it really does suck. It really just pulls your life to a standstill. So make sure you look after yourselves. Guys, have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.